Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see in front of me, I have my two Namco arcade PCB boards. Here we have their, it says Tekken on there, but that's a Tekken 3 board. And here we have Soul Edge. And these are the only two Namco boards that I currently have. Now, I picked these up because these are my two favourite boards, to be honest with you, or two favourite early Namco games. But yeah, Tekken 3, it's a fighting game obviously, third in the series of the Tekken games, the great Tekken games. They're up to number 7 now. I believe that Tekken 7's on the PlayStation 4, which I actually have. I intend to do a video of that in the future, but this was released in the arcades in March 1997 and for the PlayStation a year later. And this arcade version was released for the PlayStation 2 for as part of the collection in Tekken 5, and I did a video of that gameplay and review video that's on my channel, but really impressed with that game. So that was supposedly an arcade perfect version of the game, which was pretty decent by all accounts. But yeah, Tekken 3 actually has 23 characters in it, which is a huge amount of characters. There's the old favourites in there like Paul, who I usually use, but you have some new characters like Bryan Fury, Eddy Gordo, who's a capoeira guy. Okay, let's have a look at this board, closer look. I did previously do a video on these boards, or two individual videos, and I did some gameplay with these hooked up to what's called an arcade supergun. So it enables you to play arcade PCBs on your standard television. So I did actually hook that up, and I captured some gameplay. Did an overview of these boards. I did that video a while ago, and even though in particular the Tekken 3 one was pretty popular, I think I had over 1,000 views on that. A few of you actually said, yeah, great board, it's great to have the original game, but you know, these shouldn't be running on an HD TV. And you are right, but at the time I had no other option. I didn't have an arcade machine at that time, which I do now. I have two. So I thought, well, okay, I'll do sort of an updated video, sort of almost like remake the video, and feature some gameplay of these running in one of my arcade machines. So it will be the Astro City, the Sega new Astro City. But yeah, let's take a look. As we can see there, it's Jammer standard, so this will run in any Jammer arcade machine. If you're wondering what this is like, I suppose a kick harness that someone's soldered on there, so enables you to use the actual kick buttons on there. I have a CPS2 kick harness in my arcade cab, so not sure if I can actually remove this or not, but I have tested it and it works with this on, so I'll just leave it. Here you have the volume control. Incidentally, I'm just going to check what, I think this is a System 12 board. Yeah, if we see there, it's a System 12. So Namco System 12, there's Namco there. As you can see there, there was a battery in there. And in these early arcade PCBs, they used to solder them directly to the motherboard, which over time, I mean, this board is years and years and years old. Not sure exactly how long. My math isn't very good at the moment. So it's over like 20 years old, 21, 22 years old. So the battery was soldered onto the motherboard, and over time they can leak and then start spilling all sorts of nasty stuff, battery acid and things like that, all over the board, which can destroy the components and the traces. All these individual things here are the traces. Yeah, I always just snip those off, but I desoldered it anyway, so that's gone. It says here it's Tekken 3 version C board. Look on the back, it's not in bad condition actually, this board. There's some audio connectors there. Some other inputs, don't know exactly what they are. They look like sort of VGA or something. And that, I was going to say, that almost looked like a USB port, but it isn't. So yeah, this comes in two separate parts. It's in pretty good condition. There is some, I don't know, looks like rust or something there. I do believe that was on there when I bought it. Generally I keep them in these anti-static bags, then wrap that in bubble wrap and keep it in just a plastic storage box. And when I want to play them, I just get them out and then sit them in the arcade machine. I've got these plastic feet on, which I also put on some of my other boards. It just helps it, if you have got it resting on something, so that the board protects the board from direct contact with floors and things like that. Be careful of static. These boards can be quite delicate and fragile. I have had some issues with boards in the past. But yeah, anyway, let's look at the Soul Edge board. So yeah, this is a fighting game published by Namco, and this was the first in the Soul Edge or Soul Blade 3D fighting games series. It was originally released in the arcades in December 1995, and they expanded upon that and released an extensive version for the PlayStation in December 1996, so a year later. And it was actually renamed to Soul Blade, like I said, in North America, Europe and Australia. So they changed the name. I prefer Soul Edge, to be honest with you. I actually own this as well on NTSC version and PAL. So I own Soul Blade and Soul Edge for the PlayStation 1. Obviously I bought the NTSC version, a Japanese version, because of the speed increase. Games were a lot slower in the UK back in the day, the PAL releases. So I wanted the full normal speed version of the game. And basically it's a 3D fighting game, and you've got swords, you've got sai swords, staff and nunchaku. So pretty good, and it was quite a popular game. So definitely one of my favourites, one that I played all the time. If we can see there, this is a Namco System 11 board. So this is the system before the System 12 that was used for the Tekken 3. I'm not sure if this one's actually got a battery on. I don't remember removing one. But if we see here, we can see that the same thing's been done there to enable the kick. So generally, you would have a Namco harness there, kick harness, and then that would go straight to the wires on your arcade cab. Like I said, I've got a CPS2, Capcom CPS2 harness, but I leave these on and they tend to work anyway. I've got the plastic feet on there. You can see there. Not sure if they were already, they look a little bit discoloured. I'll have to check up on that. Don't want anything going wrong with this. I mean, this board has had it pretty rough. I mean, this was the first board that I tested in my arcade cab, and the jammer harness was pretty dodgy in the Astro City, and I plugged it in, and I thought it was correct, and I plugged it in, and as you can see here, it started, I could smell a burning. I thought, what the hell's that? So I switched it all off pretty quickly. I mean, it was only in there for a few seconds, pulled it out, and there was this singe mark on there. So you've got to be so careful plugging these boards in to arcade machines, to the jammer harness. You always make sure it's the right way up, which it was, but I just don't think it was aligned properly. And I've since bought the, you may have seen in a previous video, the JNX adapter with a voltmeter on, and I leave that plugged in all the time, and it's just it's newer, obviously, the connector, and I prefer plugging my PCBs directly into that. Here we have like the volume switch as well. Okay guys, so that's a little look, brief overview of the actual arcade PCB boards. Not much to them really, just circuit boards with chips and components on them. What I'll do now is I'll get these individually hooked up to the Sega Astro City, and we'll check out some gameplay. Okay guys, I've got the Tekken 3 board plugged in, and as we can see down there. Okay guys, sorry about there's some light coming through from outside, but there we have the board plugged in. This is the JNX adapter, the CPS2 kick harness, and yeah, pretty straightforward. I've just got this sitting out the cab for now, as I'm just doing a quick demonstration of this. I've also adjusted the shutter speed on my camera, and yeah, I don't have all the annoying lines going across the screen now, which is pretty good. So have a few, but yeah, because it was really annoying. I was trying to film gameplay and videos through this CRT monitor, and I kept having horrendous lines, if you've seen some of my previous videos. And I thought, there's got to be a way that you can film these. I've seen other videos, and I think it was on YouTube. I watched one video, I think it's Modern Vintage Gamer. I could have that incorrect, but I think that was his. He's got quite a big popular YouTube channel. So he had a tutorial, and he said change the shutter speed to generally 1 in 60 or 1 to 60, and that will actually improve, and you'll be able to film the CRT screen. And this actually looks pretty good. So what we'll do is. Should be set to free play. Let's pick a character. Round 1, fight. So this was 4 buttons, so it all works. Set to 3 rounds for some reason. I think I did that a while ago, but you can change that. If I hit the test button, let's see if we can go into the test menu. So there we go, we can see it's the Tekken 3 version C. So you've got display test, switch test, sound test, game options, coin options. So you can change all of this. Okay, so it's set to 3 rounds. I must have done that at some point. Coin options, so it's set to free play. ADS. Just shows a load of details. Okay, for some reason, after going into that menu, I'm now not in free play, so not sure exactly what's happened there. But we'll have to sort that out later. Finding it difficult playing this, guys, because I'm crouched down to the left, so I'm not going to get in your way. I forgot about that move. Okay guys, I now have the Soul Edge board connected, exactly the same as the Tekken board, plugged into the J&X adapter, which is subsequently connected to the jammer harness on the Sega Astro City. So yeah, that's all connected. Got it outside the cab again because I'm just doing this as a test. So let's get this switched on and we'll see some gameplay.
Namco.
I love this game though, loved it on the PlayStation, played it with my friends. This is a version 2 board, but yeah, played this all the time. I was pretty good at this back in the day as well. That's fantastic. So let's go into the test menu. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why that's set on hard either. Oh, that's the default. No wonder these games are difficult to play in the arcades. Coin options. Okay. So this is set to free play now. I'm not sure what happened with the Tekken one, but I need to set that up.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Again guys, I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to play this because I'm crouched down. Can knock them out of the ring as well.
Battle 2, fight. You win. Battle 1, fight.
It's got I don't remember the jump being being that high before. How do you do the throws? That's it.
The opening battle ended with the victory of
I think I've just stomped on her as well after I've killed her.
You win. Battle 2, fight. Knockout. The winning family wins. Battle 1, fight. Knockout. The winning family wins. Battle 2, fight. Knockout. The winning battle wins. Battle 1, fight.
Ah, tried throwing her then. Probably shouldn't have bothered.
That means you win.
Now he usually beats me. Oh, we've got to remember that I changed the difficulty setting as well. I was wondering why it was a little bit easier than normal.
The Ling battle ended with the victory of Ling.
Okay guys, I'm going to end that one there. Hope you enjoyed this this video. Like I said, I had featured these boards before on my channel. Both of these arcade PCBs in different videos, individual videos, and gave a brief overview and did some brief gameplay with them connected via an arcade supergun to my HD TV. So didn't do them justice really, so I wanted to do an updated video, have them running on the Sega Astro City on a proper arcade machine, which is how they should be running. So I hope you enjoyed the video guys. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. Cheers guys, bye.